Welcome to your daily dose. My name is Lacey and I work for the Calgary Zoo's Conservation Department. And today I get to talk to you about the burrowing owl. Now the burrowing owl is a very unique owl that lives in the wide open prairie. And unlike other owls that live up in trees, the burrowing owl lives underground. Now, don't let their name fool you. They don't actually dig their own burrows. Instead, they take over burrows from other creatures such as badgers, prairie dogs, and ground squirrels. They are a small owl, and here at the Calgary Zoo, we like to say they're about the size of a travel mug with legs. Actually, those long yellow legs are one of my most favorite things about them. They help them run really fast on the ground to help catch things like grasshoppers, crickets, and ground beetles. Insects make up a major part of their diet, but they also like to eat things like rodents and small birds too. The burrowing owl not only has these really long, fast-running legs, but they have strong wings as well. And some burrowing owls actually fly and migrate all the way down to Mexico. The burrowing owls used to be quite common in Canada, but unfortunately, because of habitat loss, they are now an endangered species, which means that without help, they might disappear. One way the Calgary Zoo is helping to prevent that is with the Burrowing Owl Head Starting Project. Now, head starting is a conservation technique where we take the youngest owl from the nest, which is usually the one that are least likely to survive in the wild. The youngest owl comes back to the zoo and comes into the care of our animal care team and our veterinary teams. This way, they avoid things like predation and bad weather. And once they are big enough and more capable to survive on their own, we release them back into the wild in the spring. How do we tell which owl is the youngest? For this, we need to look at all the owls from a nest. So we go in and we gently remove the owl from the nest and keep them in a safe place. Once we have them in our hands, we do things like put on leg bands. These bands help us identify them, monitor where they go, and even track their survival.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Chris.
And we work here at the Devonian Wildlife Conservation Center. We're going to take you inside our burrowing owl enclosure today so you guys can have a peek at what we do with our burrowing owls. So right now we are in our burrowing owl enclosure. Our group is separated into two right now. So behind us we have our female group and we are now in our male group. So we have 10 of each sex here at the DWCC. And we're gonna do our morning check. So every morning we wanna come in and see all of our owls and make sure that they're doing well. How we do that is we use binoculars and we will check out their little tiny leg bands. So each owl has a unique identifier on them. So Chris will be marking off on our sheet who I'm calling out and who I see, just to make sure we have eyes on everybody.
When the owl is calm, we are able to do other things such as get the owl's weight and measure feather length. And you guessed it, that's how we can tell how old an owl is. So we compare feather length of all the owlets, and the owl with the shortest feather length is the youngest owl. And this little owl comes back to the zoo with us. And once we're all done, the rest of them go back into their burrows for a good night's rest. Our head starting project has released nearly 60 owls back into the wild, and those owls have fledged almost 100 owlets. Thank you for listening, and most of all, thank you for supporting wildlife conservation.